So this is our second tutorial for the 3D modeling in Blender, and we are going to talk some new tools. So I just searched the chair wood, and this is a simple design of a chair wood. And I searched a simple table, and we are going to design these two objects in this tutorial. So if you see this cube, this is the default cube. And if you want to delete it, just select this cube and press the delete on your keyboard. So it will be deleted. Next, actually we needed the cube. So how can we add the cube? Go here on the add. We are in the object mode. Go here on the add. Under mesh, we have the cube. We have plane, cube, circle, UV sphere. So we are going to add the cube. So this is the cube which is added now, and we are going to scale this cube. So press here on scale, go to tool panel and select the scale and select this object. Now you see the different options, different handles uh, which we can use to scale it. So I want to scale it in the Z direction. So this blue control, I am going to select it and press it in the downward direction by keep pressing your mouse like that. So I am going to zoom in or zoom out using this like that. Go here, click, and you can zoom in or you can zoom out. But by moving upward, if you are moving upward, you are zooming, and if you are moving downward, you are zooming out. Okay, so just little bit more. Okay, so just zoom. Okay, and then I'm select the selection box tool and go to object mode and select the edit mode. Okay, now we are in the edit mode and everything is selected, and our selection mode is vertex, and this is the edges, and this is the face. We discussed these in the previous video. Okay, now see this, and in the last video, we talked about the basic shape. Everything is model with the basic shape. So we start with the basic shape and then we achieve the final design of any object. So for this chair, you see here we have this cube. We just scale it. Now we are going to make these legs in this. Okay. So to make these legs, we are going to add the some loops, add other geometry, add some cuts. So we have the uh, extra geometry to work on it. So go here, you will see loop cut tool. Select this loop cut tool and go here on your cube and make a cut like that, like that. So we just added one cut. Then again move your cursor on this area and again a cut. And then move your cursor on this area and again a cut. So just select it and press the left mouse button and leave it again in this, again here. Okay, so now you can see we added these cuts. Next I am going to make a cut in this way, in this direction. Just let me rotate this model by left clicking on this Z and rotating it like that, so we have a better view. Okay, we added one loop cut and again added another loop cut, and now move to the other side, again add a loop cut here. So we added these cuts in this direction, in the y direction. Okay, again add another loop cut here and another loop cut here on this side like that. Okay, now what we are going to design, we are going to design this chair. So we added these loop cuts, so we have the extra geometry where we can work it and extrude these legs. So let's see how I am going to extrude these legs. Now you can see this tool is selected already. You can deselect this tool by going here, press the select tool. Now this tool is activated. Or if you want to use your keyboard, if this tool is selected, press the ESC on your keyboard. Okay, it's not deselecting by pressing the ESC. Okay, so select here. This will select the tool. The Now the tool is deselected and we have the geometry here. Okay, now we are going to select the face mode. Select it. Make sure your selection is face and then press the shift on your keyboard. And first we are going to rotate this model so we can see the bottom of this design. So just rotate your model by clicking on the Z and so you can see the bottom like that. So by clicking on the Z here, uh, I am able to rotate it. Okay. So now we can see the bottom. All right. So selection and make sure you have the face selection. Press the shift and select these corner boxes. So we make the four selection of these faces and now just rotate this model by pressing on this Z and then just rotate it like that. Now we needed to extrude these faces. So go here, select the extrude tool, and when you select the extrude tool, you see this bar, this circle, and this plus sign. So just click on this plus sign and drag like that. So now you can see you are extruding these faces like that, and then just rotate your model like that, and you can zoom out like that. Okay, now we extruded these faces. Now for the next area, we are going to add this area, all of this area, or we can add these two sides and then we can add this area. Okay, so now make sure the selection is face selection, press the shift, s- select these faces here, and now press this plus sign, left click it and drag it in the upward direction. Okay, now by mistake we already selected these faces. So to undo this step, go here on the edit and undo it. So now you can see we by mistake these were already selected. So we have to press here, selection, press here. So we deselect these one and again go here, press the shift, select these faces. Okay, and go to the extrude and now extrude this area like that. Now we have, you can see we extruded this area. Now press the selection and press here, left click to deselect these faces. Next, what we see, you can see we have a cut here and we have something here. Okay, so to make this cut, I am going to add the loop cut. So select the loop cut tool and go here and select it. So you added a loop cut here and you can see when you make this loop cut is already selected. So press here on this selected box and you can see this loop cut is selected. You can also rotate it and see this whole loop cut is selected. So when this loop cut is selected and if it's not, if by mistake you just click here and these are not selected, you can select it by pressing the shift and you can select one by one or by pressing the shift and alt key on your keyboard and now selected this whole loop cut will be selected. So let's repeat it again how I did it. I'm going to select here left click so everything is deselected, then press the shift and alt, or you can also do it by pressing the alt and select this loop cut. So it will select whole of this loop cut. So how I did it, if you can manually select each one, then press the shift and select each one like that, and then rotate the model and select the other by pressing the shift. But if you want to select this whole thing in one selection, press the Alt on your keyboard and select this. So it will select whole loop cut. Now basically what we want to move this cut here in this area. Okay, so I am going to select the move tool, and now you can see move tool is selected. Just select this control, the Z control, and move it in the other direction, something like that. Okay, so now what we want to cut, we want to cut this this face, this face. So select it, and I am going to press the shift, or we can select the Alt and go to the face mode, select the Alt and move your cursor here in the location where you can see this edge, near to this edge, and press the select it. So now it will select all of these faces. So basically we don't want to cut this face. So press the shift, select this face, then rotate your model, select this face, and this face. And now rotate it so you can see this face, this face. Okay, and select these faces like that. One, two, three, four, and four on the other side. Now we want to remove these faces. So press the X on your keyboard, press X, and then when the delete option show here, select faces. So now all of these faces will be removed. You see here? Okay. So how I did it, I am going to undo it. Undo. I press the X on keyboard, press the X here. Okay. Press the X on the keyboard, and when in the delete option select faces. These are the faces we want to delete, the faces, so select it. So it will delete all of these faces. Now you can see when we deleted these faces, the geometry is open. Now we needed to fill it. So I'm going to select the vertex mode, or the edge mode, and I'm going to select this edge, pressing the shift, select this edge and press F. So it will fill this one. And same way we can select each one of these two and F. And the other short way is that we just go here, select this and press F. Select this and press F. So it will, no, it's not doing the right way. So I'm going to undo it. Okay. So by selecting each one, select this edge and press F. Select this edge and this edge, press F. Select this edge and shift select this edge and press F. Okay, select this edge, then shift this edge, press F. This edge, this edge and press F. Okay, now we close all of these open faces. Now you can see we make a chair. So in go to the object mode. Now you can see you make this chair. So this is the simple design of the chair which we make with a cube. We started with a cube and then we achieve this model. So this is the magic of the basic shape. We start with a basic shape in Blender. We always start with a basic shape and we achieve the desired model by editing the basic shape. So the edit mode is very important. You have to understand the workflow of the edit mode, how we work to achieve the final shape. So this is the simple chair. You can practice it by watching the video and then just close this video and try to do it yourself. This is the most simple chair ever made in the Fusion in the Blender. Okay. Next, we are going to see the wooden table. So this wooden table, we are going to follow the same workflow and we are going to make this table, this wooden table. Okay. So again, I'm going to use the chair. We are going to select this chair and then select this move tool and we are going to select this X controller and move it in this direction. And now again click add and add a cube. So this is the cube and then go here on to the scale and I am going to scale it in the Z, pressing the controller and like that. And then I am going to select this X controller of the scale and scale it in that way. And then Y controller of the scale and scale it like that. Okay. Then select it, go here, select. So we deactivated this scale tool. Now we have two objects here in the 3D viewport. And if you go to the outliner, you can see we have a cube and this cube was this chair. So we can rename that cube by pressing double click on it and then space, backspace and chair. And this cube 001, this this is the this object which we are going to make a table. So double press it and table. Okay. So for this table, I'm going to do this cube. We scale it like that, and now we are going to make this cube into a table. So so now you can see we have two objects. If I select this chair and then select object and go to edit mode, no, it will only edit this chair. It will not select this the cube of this table and go to object mode. If I select this one and then I am going to select the edit mode, no, we can only edit this cube of the table. And if I select these two objects and press shift and select these two and then go to edit, now we can edit both of these objects. Okay, so but for us right now, we only needed to edit this table. So select this cube of the table and go to object and select edit mode. Okay, now we are going to use the loop cut tool same way to add the loop cut here. Okay, so a loop cut here and a loop cut here. We added two loop cut here right now, then a loop cut here and a loop cut here and loop cut here and here, and then a loop cut here and loop cut here, loop cut here, a loop cut here, and again a loop cut here and a loop cut here. So you can rotate the model and see we added the loop cut in a symmetrical way. So from here, I am going to deselect the loop cut tool. You can see this on this origin. We have this equal loop cut in this way and equal loop cut in this way. Okay, we make these loop cut to add the extra geometry so we can extrude these legs. Okay, now I am going to make sure your selection is in the face mode. So face mode and you this the tool is not selected, any tool is not selected. Two things make sure, selection and face selection. Now select the bottom faces. So rotate the model like that, like that. Now you can see the bottom faces. Okay. And here we have a tool if you want to see the projection is perspective or orthographic, you can see that. So this orthographic is good. So now select these faces, press the shift, select this face, and these four faces of the corner. And then select the extrude and make sure you are in the Z direction. So the Blender will automatically understand that what you are going to do for this extrude. That's why the Z is automatically selected. You just move it like that. And now you can rotate the model and you can see you added these four legs. Okay. So like that, if you are not happy with the thickness of these legs, you can always undo it, then go to loop cut and add extra loop cut here. So it will make the size of these faces smaller so we can extrude it. So select it, face selection, rotate the model like that and select these faces. Pressing the shift, select this face, this face, this face, this face, press the E and extrude it in that way. Now you can see the thickness of these legs are less. Okay, so this is the simple table which we just make it. Now one thing is left. We have to add this extra geometry here, and these one are extended. So how we can achieve that? We are going to select the face mode, then press the Alt key on your keyboard and make sure. So to select that, press the Alt and make sure you are near to this edge. So that's why it will select this whole loop. And when this is selected, you just have to go here on the extrude and you see here a little triangle. That means we have other options here. So if you select it and allow normals, and now you can extrude it like that. So it's extruding along the normals. So basically we are achieving a shape, but the shape is not correct. Then just undo it and extrude region. No, extrude it. So basically when we simply extract select the extrude, it's extruding in Z direction. This is also not a good choice. So we are going to see the extrude region, it will extrude in Z direction. This is not extrude manifold, extrude along normals, extrude individuals. So select it and now you can see it's extruding in that way, like that. Okay. Again, undo it, extrude manifold, it's extruding like that. So we added a geometry here. We can edit it by using this extrude, but it's also not good. So undo it. Okay. Extrude along normals. It will only extrude these options, but normal to these faces, normal to these selection. Okay. So just undo it. And now we can achieve this by selecting the shift and select all of these faces. We selected all of these faces and then press the simple extrude region and extrude it in that way. And on the left corner, you can see how much we are making the extrusion. Okay, and you can also change this the length of extrusion by going here extrude region and move, and here you can see we are extruding Z, so just press 0.5. So now it's extruding in this direction 0.5, and same way select the shift, select all of these faces when the extrude region is selected, and then move it in that way and press 0.5 here in the extrude region and move like that. And same way for this, select all of these faces by pressing the shift and then extrude it in that way. And then here on Z, select 0.5. And this is left, this face is left. So press the shift, select this face, select all of these faces and 0.5. So now we added this extra material here, and now we have to extrude this region. So select this one, this area, extrude it that way, 0.5, 1 is good. Same way, this face on the bottom side, extrude it and change here 0, 1. And then rotate the model like that. So you can see these faces, select it, rotate it, select all of these by pressing the shift, extrude it, 1. And this one is left on the bottom, rotate the model like that, select this face, shift this face, this face, this face, this face, extrude it, 1. So now rotate the model like that, and you can see we make a simplest table. So we we discussed the scale tool, we discussed the extrude region, and all of the function of these options for the extrusion, the extrude region, extrude manifold, extrude along normals, and we did the loop cut tool and move tool. We use these tools in this tutorial. Okay, I'm going to go to the object mode, and you can see we have a chair and we have a table, but the size of the table is very large. So I am going to select this table and select the scale tool, and I am going to scale it in all the direction like that, and then select the chair and also make it smaller, and then move tool, use this table like that. So you can see, and if I press here, go to here and press the X, I can see the top. So I am going to move this. When the move tool is selected, I am going to move it here like that, little bit above on this X axis. Then select this one and the move tool is selected and move it above this green line, above this origin like that. Okay, so now we have this table and this chair. The table is very large. Again, scale it like that and move it. So I'm going to see it from the x-axis. Just scale the size so it will make the sense and move it like that. So now we have a table and we have a chair. So if we want this chair on this side, on the other side, I am going to select this this chair, and then Shift D. Shift D is used to duplicate it. So Shift and D. So this is the shortcut key to duplicate it. So when you select it, it will be duplicated and we can place it like that. And then we needed to rotate it. So go here on the rotate tool and rotate it by selecting this blue bar, the Z, and it will be rotated like that. Now we have two chairs and one table, and if I press the X, I can see it from the front side, and then move tool and move it like that. Okay, and if we select this Z, we can see it from the top. We can move it like that, and we can also uh, rotate it a little bit more like that. So now we have one table and two chairs. We can also change the color of these ones. So I'm going to select the table, go to world, material properties on this properties table. So materials, press new, and I'm going to select the something like that. And here on the shading, go to the render. So you can see the color is changing. And same way, select this one, add new material, apply a green material, select this one, new, apply the pink material or green for both of these chairs. So this is a beautiful scene. Then add a mesh plane and then use the scale tool to make a plane like that. So we are going to make a scene. So then select this plane, go to object edit mode, select the edge type, select this face and this edge and shift select this edge and then use the extrude region to extrude these faces. Now you have a beautiful scene here. And then we can also render this scene by using the render engine cycle. So lighting is not good, but for this tutorial it's good. In the coming tutorials we will discuss the lighting and camera and how we can render uh, this scene. So if you like completed that much, you can go here on render and select render image, and this image will be start rendering. Something like that is the concept of the rendering. But in the next video, we will render something. This video is already lengthy. So if you like this tutorial, if you are watching my tutorial, please follow it step by step. Don't get bored. Just try to do every step which I did and watch the tutorial going backward and forward, so you can do things by your hand. Don't just sit here and watch. Try to do these things by yourself. It will make very easy for you in the coming videos if you keep doing the practice. Even if you don't understand a tool, when you will practice it, it will make sense to you. So thank you so much and keep watching, keep practicing.